Okay, so phenomenological is a big fancy word that means a description of what an experience is like to the person who is experiencing it. And what torture does on a phenomenological level is it dismantles, it takes apart a person's social, sensory, and physical worlds in very direct ways. So let's start with the physical. When you are in profound physical pain, that is really the only thing that you can pay attention to. And your entire world shrinks down to just the contours of your own body. And if you've ever had that kind of pain, you know you can't pay attention to anything else but the fact that it hurts. In the similar way, your linguistic world, your possibility of speech, is reduced essentially to a scream. And if you've ever been in that kind of pain, you know you can't speak. All you can do is make noises that are not language. Your temporal world, your sense of time, also gets destroyed intentionally in torture. So, for example, one of the things that torturers will do is mess with your sense of time. They will not feed you for 20 hours at a time and then give you 2 meals right in a row to completely destroy your sense of how much time is passing. Sleep deprivation is another way that affects people's sense of time in addition to their sense of what's real and what isn't. And within 48 hours of not being able to sleep, most people become psychotic. And finally, your social world, and this is really important. In the isolation of a person who is in the process of being interrogated in torture, and this is usually not a one-time event, it's something that goes on for days or weeks or even months, the only relationship you have is with the people who are torturing you, and the rest of your social world disappears. In fact, many times people who are torturers do everything they can to prevent you from reconstructing that world because it is having a social world that keeps you sane and keeps you able to resist. One of the ways that this works is by destroying your relationship to the people you love and care about and the organizations that you're part of. And so a big part of torture is designed to get the person who's suffering to give up a name, an address, an activity that their organization or someone they care about has done. And over again, people who have been tortured report that once they finally give it up, the person who's torturing them turns around and says, "Oh, we already knew that. We just wanted to hear you say it." The result is that when you then release a person who has been through this experience back out into society, that person is an object of tremendous suspicion. You can see what's happened to them. You can see that they've been changed. And you wonder in your organization, who did they rat on? What did they tell? And the suspicion that comes out of that, it's not the information itself, but it's this suspicion wends its way through the entire organization and creates a tremendous rift within the organization. And so, in a sense, torture is a way of destroying social bodies by attacking the individual bodies who make up those social bodies.